Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Grim Report. What am I reporting on? Well, I'm not reporting on much of anything, really. I tell you guys about certain, I give you the mythology and, stuff like that. We all know what happens in this. From this point on, we all know what's going on. Now, here's the thing. I, for one, am not a big fan of going to England, but we had to go to England for this one. See, there is a person. His name was Uthor Penndargon. King Uthor Penndargon was the father of King Arthur. He was a brother of Ambrosius, whom he succeeded as king of Britain. Falling in love with Ingrid, he went into war with her husband, Gorlias. During the war, Merlin magically made Uthor assume the likeness of Gorlias, and in his disguise, he visited Ingrid and became the father of Arthur. When Gorlias died, Uthor married Ingrid. He died in battle and was supposedly buried at Stonehenge. Now, Uthor was once in love with his wife of Argon, who defeated him and made him build a castle. Pete Brute tells how he fought a dragon serpent in Westmoreland, now part of Cumbria. Henry of Huntingdon calls him King Arthur's brother, while Hubert in legend made him a giant. Cumbria, he is said to have found his kingdom in Malstring and has tried to divert rivers, Eden, all that. Arthur, son of Uthor, but actually means Arthur, terrible son. However, there was evidence for independent tradition regarding Uthor. Now, why are we going to London? Well, like I said, he was supposedly buried in Stonehenge. We were sent there to. We went there. We were asked to help look for artifacts. No, yeah. Why us? Well, Sarah did study on him, on Uthor, and she helped them they helped their father find what would look like a entrance, and this entrance was right underneath was right in the center underneath that flattened a certain part of in the center of Stonehenge, or was once the center of Stonehenge. Now, of course, we all know that there's other things to say about Stonehenge. It could have been other multiple things, but they're saying it's that Uthor was buried underneath Stonehenge. Well, Sarah's dad did research on Uthor, and he thought he may have found Stonehenge. I mean, not Stonehenge. The entrance to Uthor's tomb. Now, we knew very little about what was going on at this point. Very little. Thing is that they just wanted what was in the tomb. Now, what he was buried with was a hell of a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure he was buried with some riches too. But I know very little. What I know is what Sarah did research on. What we got into was a hell of a lot of mess though. All started off on our arrival there when we first got there. First got to England. Some goons showed up and tried to threaten us into leaving. Said if we didn't leave, we'd wind up dead. Now, I was not a big fan of that. No, in England, we can't carry guns. These dudes apparently didn't care. They had 9mm9s on in their waist belts. I looked at them and I said, you know, we're in public. There is only one thing stopping me from from stomping a mud hole in you and walking it dry. Is that we're in public. I don't care if you got a gun. I get close enough. All it's going to take is one stab. Knives don't run out of ammo. Jim walked up behind me. Sarah was right next to me the entire time. We weren't intimidated. I've seen worse. I've been stabbed by worse. I've been nearly clawed to death by creatures that are worse. And if you know me, then you know not to mess with me. Even on a bad day. Your gun don't mean shh to me. So I walked off. We got in the cab that Sarah had just called. Well, Sarah's dad sent a cab to pick us up. We got in the cab and we drove off. I was pretty sure it was not the last we were going to hear of these morons from these people. I was pretty damn sure we were not going to, that was not the last we were going to hear of these from these morons. So what I did is that what we did is that we set up a perimeter of the site, around the site, cameras and whatnot, secretly. We didn't trust his guards that he had guarding. Sarah and her dad were in this excavation, in this site. They were looking through the tunnel and whatnot, looking through looking at what possibly could be the entrance to Uthor's tomb, or a tomb of some sort. But it was a door made of solid stone, carved in it, but the carvings have faded over time. It was getting late, and Sarah and her dad were chatting. Fire, I was watching the cameras. Jim was out about patrolling. We were asked to watch over Sarah. Nothing else. Now, why? Well, Sarah asked us to come, and her dad asked us to watch over her. So we did. Now, you may be wondering where Deuce is in all this. I'll get to that in a moment. No, maybe not. It's been a couple of weeks since our rumble with the group that's been trying to take mythological creatures and mythological uh, magic weapons. Same group, by the way. I don't know their names, nor do I care. But it had been a couple weeks since then. We were not. I was not in any hurry to get involved with them again. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Something set off the perimeter alarm. Gotta go. Good luck. Good night. God bless.